Dempster, and I'm an HR administrator at the Mankato Clinic. Today I'm going to talk to you both about working as an HR administrator and also working in healthcare. Like I said, I'm an HR administrator at the Mankato Clinic, and I have a 4-year degree from Minnesota State University in business administration. A lot of the HR that I do, I learned along the way, especially how to recruit in healthcare. So usually when I come and talk to students in the classrooms, which I love doing, I like to talk to them about healthcare careers and how many years of education you need and kind of about all the different positions that I hire for. So that's what we're going to try to do today and be interactive, and hopefully this will work. So I have a healthcare career sheet that I use when I come and talk to students. And basically it says the amount of education you need for the positions that I hire for. So every day I'm interviewing for these positions, and all of them need certain levels of education. So it would either be no education, so 0, 1, 2, 4, 6, or 8. So if you want to pull out a piece of paper, draw a line across it and put 0, 1, 2, 4, 6, or 8. And then we're going to walk through these positions real quick, and then I'm going to go back through and tell you what the answers are. So it'll be kind of fun for you to see if you know how many years of education you need for each of these positions. Also, the cool thing is as an HR administrator, I'm hiring for all these positions, and I get to learn about all these different careers. So that's a big part of my job too. So, okay, so let's get started. Like I said, I'm going to go through each position fairly quickly, and you guys write down how many years of education you think that you need to have to become, to start in these careers. So the first one is a registered nurse, or an RN. Kind of a trick question. There's a couple different programs and a couple different years that will be the correct answer, but an RN. A phlebotomist, they work in the lab, a phlebotomist. A physician assistant that we call a PA, physician assistant. Like I said, how many years of education? A sonographer, also called an ultrasound tech, a sonographer. An LPN, a licensed practical nurse, LPN. A certified medical assistant, which is a CMA, certified medical assistant. A medical doctor, which is an MD, a hint, a lot of schooling, MD. A certified nursing assistant. So there's both a CMA and a CNA. So this is a certified nursing assistant. An SLP, speech and language pathologist, SLP. A medical lab technician, MLT. An RT, a radiology technician or technologist, an RT. A physical therapist, which is a PT, physical therapist. And the last one is a nurse practitioner, an NP. And this is just a few of the positions I hire for. There's lots more, but these were the kind of the majority that I hire for, so I thought we'd start with these. So a nurse practitioner, so I'm going backwards. So the last one that I had, a nurse practitioner, you have to go to school for 6 years. All of our nurse practitioners have gone to 4 years of school to become an RN, and then they've gone on 2 more years to become an NP. There's an excellent program at Minnesota State University for NPs. A physical therapist, or a PT, is actually the same at 6 years. You go to 4 years of undergrad, which includes a fair amount of sciences, and then you go 2 more years and you actually get your doctorate. The closest program for that would be the U of M, so a PT. A radiologic technician or technologist is an RT, and if you've ever broken anything or had an x-ray, that's what an RT does, is they x-ray people. That is a 2-year program. The closest that we work with students is Riverland and Austin. You can also get a bachelor's degree in that. You can do 4 years, but 2 or 4. And then a medical lab technician, an MLT, is a lab position, and they help with all the specimens that we collect in the lab. It is a 2-year degree. I don't have this on these slides, but you can also become an MT after that, and that's a 4-year degree. So an MLT is a 2-year degree. An SLP, or a speech and language pathologist, gives people their voices, helps children or older people, maybe they had a stroke, with their speech. It is 6 years. You go 4 years undergrad and 2 years of graduate school. Like I said before, MSU actually has an excellent speech and language pathology program here in town, which is awesome. A CNA, a certified nursing assistant, you don't have to go to any schooling. It is good for you to get some experience and also take a certification, and then there's a testing that you can take. So sometimes it can take you up to 6 months to become a CNA, but it doesn't require any schooling. The majority of the CNAs will work in nursing homes, assisted livings, and sometimes in hospitals. So no schooling there. A medical doctor or an MD, that's at least 8 years. So 4 years of undergrad, 4 years of medical school, and then you do residency. So then there's about 2 years additional residency. So that's 10 years. We have a couple doctors that honestly have gone 16 or 17 years based on their specialization. So lots of schooling, but it really pays off if you want to be an MD. A certified medical assistant, a CMA, they go to school for a couple years. South Central and Rasmussen in town both have programs, and they work directly with providers, and it's a 2-year degree. A licensed practical nurse is actually the same. It's a 2-year degree, more on the nursing side of things. There is a program at South Central and at Rasmussen, like I said, and it's a 2-year degree. A sonographer or ultrasound technician, there's 2-year programs and there's 4-year programs. The majority of our sonographers are going 2 years. They either go to Mayo and Rochester, St. Cloud has a really good program, and there's some programs in the cities. And they do ultrasound, so sonographer. And we're almost done here, we got a few more. A physician assistant, which is a PA. They go 4 years undergrad, focus on science, and then they go 2 more years to graduate school. So that's 6 years total. 6 years total. And then a phlebotomist, they work in the lab, and they do, for the most point, they do blood draws. So that's the majority of their job, is doing blood draws. And you actually don't have to have any schooling to do it, but you definitely need to be trained. There are some programs you can go to that are semester long, 1 semester, which we do highly recommend, but you can learn this position on the job, phlebotomy. And the last one that I have is a registered nurse, an RN, and like I said in the beginning, this is a little bit of a trick question because you can go to school for 2 or 4 years to become a registered nurse. I would say that if you want to specialize in something, or you want to get into management down the road, or if you eventually want to become a nurse practitioner, you really should consider a 4-year program. But if your goal is to be an RN and work as an RN as quickly as you possibly can, there are some 2-year programs as well too. So hopefully that kind of helped you get an idea of positions in healthcare. And the reason I wanted to talk to you and show you these different positions is that if you want to work in healthcare, you can have no educational experience, and all the way up to, like I said, we have a couple MDs that have 16 or 17 years of schooling to get into healthcare. And honestly, the more schooling you have, the more opportunities that will present themselves, and they definitely can build on each other. And like I said, I work in human resources, and I do hiring and recruiting and help people find their ways and careers in healthcare. And this is one of the ways I do it, is by talking to students and getting them excited about working in healthcare and looking at what kind of educational opportunities they would like to pursue. Okay, thank you.